That only happened within the exchange quotes, within this exchange because of liquidity.
Like, who's the they in the market makers and they got hit? Who's the they?
I am aware of names, but because I'm not someone who wants to name names.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's so good to have you here with me again. I really hope you're having an amazing day no matter where you are around this incredible world of ours. Today, we're diving deep into XRP, and I've got to kick things off with something that really caught my attention from Crypto Brothers. You know what? This exact moment perfectly shows why crypto is always that game where everything makes sense when you look back. But man, it's tough to see it coming in real time. So this post actually dropped right during the crash, and what they're talking about really hits home. Think back to that brutal 2022 crash. You remember, right? FTX collapsed, everything went to hell, and literally nobody wanted to touch crypto with a 10-foot pole. XRP was just sitting there at around 50 cents, and I mean nobody wanted it. Everyone kept saying the same thing over and over. XRP will never see $1 again. It's dead. Well, just look at where we are today. I've always told you guys this, and I'll keep saying it. Never have regrets as a crypto investor. You buy those dips when they happen, period. But here's the thing that drives me crazy. When prices actually drop and we're in the middle of a crash, negativity is absolutely everywhere. You can hop on X any red day and watch it unfold. People are instantly pissed off, panicking, ready to dump their XRP bags. But guess what? Those exact same people are going to be FOMOing right back in the moment they see those green candles lighting up the charts. As an XRP investor, here's your golden rule. Whenever you get the chance to buy at cheaper prices, either buy that dip or just sit tight and do nothing. The one thing you should never do? Sell on a red day. That's crypto suicide. But here's what really gets me. People are going to have massive regrets for not buying this crypto at all. You know why? Because it's way easier to hate on XRP from the sidelines than to actually sit down, do the research, and understand where XRP is really heading. And this is such a powerful reminder for all of you who watched XRP climb and had the guts to hold on, knowing deep down that this was just the beginning of something much bigger. Right now, everyone's still obsessing over that legendary 2017-2018 run. And for good reason. We're seeing headlines saying, Ripple's XRP is on track for a massive 63,000% explosion, just like we saw back in 2017. Now, here's the million-dollar question that everyone's asking. What are the real chances of lightning striking twice? Could we actually see another run like that? Let me tell you what I think. So I decided to ask Grok about this, and let me tell you, Grok absolutely broke it down for me. They said if we saw a run like 2017 happening right now, considering the current circulating supply and everything, we'd be looking at a target price of around $845. Now, some people would argue it's actually more like $1,300 or even higher. But here's the real question. What would a 2017-2018 style explosive run actually look like in today's market? A more realistic comparison would be seeing a massive rally during this current bull cycle. We're talking about a 10x to 20x gain from where we are right now. That would put us somewhere between $24 to $48, which honestly makes a lot of sense when you think about XRP's actual utility and payments. And here's where it gets exciting. We've got Ripple's ODL, stablecoin integrations, and those game-changing catalysts like the ETF approvals we now have. Plus, we're finally getting that SEC clarity and ISO adoption that everyone's been waiting for. Now, analysts often talk about repeating 2017, but they don't mean hitting those exact same multiples. They're talking about recapturing that explosive momentum. According to Grok, the chances of that happening? About 15 to 25%. But here's what I really want you to understand, and this is crucial. Back in 2017, that entire run was pure hype. That's all it was. Just hype driving everything up. Today, we actually have real fundamentals backing this up. We've got those ETFs now. We understand XRP's ODL technology and why the world actually needs it. Plus, look at all those Ripple payment rails that are being built out. Ripple has become incredibly well-rounded since then. Massive things are happening right now. We're about to get regulatory clarity in the United States for the very first time, and we're already seeing serious institutional money flowing in. So when I look at all of that together, I genuinely believe there's still a really good possibility that XRP hits some absolutely insane price points. Why? Because back in 2017, nobody, and I mean nobody, thought XRP would ever hit $3. Today, nobody believes XRP is going to break $100. But you know what? I think XRP is going to prove everyone wrong once again. I honestly think there's a real chance that if it doesn't break above 3 digits, it's going to get very, very close to 3 digits. And here's the thing about crypto. When people don't expect something to happen, that's exactly when it happens. You could even couple that thinking with the Shane Ellis Theory, which makes this whole scenario even more interesting. So let me break down this Shane Ellis Theory for you. It's absolutely fascinating. Essentially, what Shane was talking about is pure supply and demand economics. And honestly, what we're seeing right now is mind-blowing. Think about it. Everyone's expecting the available supply to just vanish from over-the-counter markets and those dark pools. Why? Because they know these massive ETF companies are going to flood the exchanges hunting for XRP to buy. And here's what gives me chills. This is literally the Shane Ellis Theory playing out in real time, right before our eyes. But here's the crazy part that nobody talks about. When Shane first dropped this theory, there wasn't even a whisper about ETFs back then. That whole conversation came way later. So the fact that we're now seeing ETFs become reality just adds rocket fuel to what he was already predicting. If we actually see the Shane Ellis Theory play out completely, and honestly, I think we're already watching it happen, that could absolutely launch us into a run that looks just like that legendary 2017 to 2018 explosion. Now, I'm not sitting here telling you we're going to hit 4 digits. Let's be realistic here. But do I believe there's a very real chance we hit 3 digits and beyond? Absolutely. The fundamentals are there, the demand is building, and the supply dynamics are getting tighter every single day. All right, let's talk XRP ETF status. And I'm giving you the real facts here, so don't listen to anyone else spreading rumors. Here's what's actually happening. These ETFs are approved, but we're still waiting for them to start trading. And let me tell you, the timeline is getting exciting. So Canary already launched on November 13th. That's done. Bitwise jumped in on November 20th. Now here's where it gets crazy. Franklin Templeton is launching today, November 24th, and Grayscale is also going live today. 21 shares could potentially go live today as well, which means we could have 3 major ETFs hitting the market on the same day. Then CoinShares is expected to launch November 27th, and I know there have been some fresh new filings coming in too. So what does this mean? We're seeing more and more XRP ETFs popping up left and right, and a lot of them are going live very, very soon. Now, everyone's still holding their breath waiting for that big BlackRock ETF, and when that drops, it's going to be absolutely massive. But here's the thing that has me really excited. With all these ETFs going live one after another, we're going to see a ton of XRP getting bought up and disappearing from the market incredibly fast. The big question is, are we about to hit that scarcity point everyone's been talking about? Because if we do, things could get very interesting very quickly. Okay, so get this. If BlackRock launches an ETF with $100 billion and XRP hits $220, they would be holding over 4.5 billion XRP tokens. Just let that sink in for a second. Now here's the thing. Right now, everything about a BlackRock ETF is pure speculation. We have absolutely zero confirmation that this is actually happening. But here's what I really think is going on behind the scenes. I genuinely believe there's an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, between Ripple and BlackRock. Think about it. That's probably why Brad Garlinghouse doesn't really talk about BlackRock that much in interviews. And it would also explain why Larry Fink from BlackRock can't even mention Ripple at all when he's speaking publicly. But here's what really gets me thinking. I honestly believe BlackRock already holds a significant amount of XRP. I mean, come on. You've got a company like BlackRock with an ex-Ripple employee, Robbie Mitchnick, working right there in their crypto division. There's no way he's not filling everyone's ears with inside information about exactly where XRP is heading. A company like BlackRock? They're not going to miss out on this massive opportunity. No chance in hell. So do I believe they'll eventually have an XRP ETF? Absolutely. When is it going to happen? Well, that's the million-dollar question that nobody really knows the answer to yet. Now, switching gears for a second, Tom Lee just came out saying that automated systems and some kind of software bug might have caused that recent crypto market dump we saw. But here's the interesting part. He's not naming any names. Let me play this for you and you can judge for yourself.
Are selling. So I think that this drip that's been taking place for the last few weeks in crypto reflects this market maker crippling. And so in 2022, it took 8 weeks for that to really get flushed out. We're only 6 weeks into it. Actually, pointed this out, there's a lot of what they call automated processes in crypto. One of them is called ADL, okay, and that's an automatic liquidation feature that would take place if someone's account or their collateral drops in price. It's essentially like a margin call. On a specific exchange, a stablecoin's price varied from other exchanges. Stablecoin should stay at $1. It dropped to 65 cents. But that only happened within the exchange quotes, within this exchange because of liquidity. That triggered an ADL, an automatic liquidation across many accounts. It wiped out as that spread across other exchanges, right? Because liquidations cascade. Almost 2 million crypto accounts got wiped out, even though minutes before they were actually profitable accounts.
So who is behind this? Like, who's the they in the market makers and they got hit? Who's the they?
Well, Brian, I am aware of names, but because I'm not someone who wants to name names, I think what you should keep in mind is that this error is actually essentially a bug, a code error, because I think in retrospect, they would have pulled pricing from across exchanges to set the price for that stablecoin rather than rely on internal quotes.
Honestly, I have no clue what Tom Lee is even talking about here. So he's saying automated systems, some mystery software bug, and a stablecoin depegging all magically combined to cause this Bitcoin crash? Come on. I think this was a completely coordinated crash, and I'm getting really tired of Bitcoin dumping every single time another XRP spot ETF goes live. That's not happening by coincidence, folks. I'm convinced it's happening on purpose. Nobody's going to change my mind on this because here's what I keep seeing. Bitcoin is cruising along just fine, then BAM! An XRP spot ETF goes live and suddenly Bitcoin starts absolutely plummeting. What are the odds of that happening over and over again? Unless, and this is where it gets really interesting, what if money is actually flowing out of Bitcoin ETFs and into these new XRP ETFs? Think about it. That could be exactly how XRP finally decouples from Bitcoin. Picture this scenario. Bitcoin keeps crashing down. Institutional money keeps flowing out of Bitcoin ETFs and landing in XRP ETFs, which creates that scarcity we've all been waiting for. This pushes XRP to absolutely astronomical prices, and we completely decouple from Bitcoin once and for all. A lot of people are speculating about this exact scenario, and honestly, it makes a lot of sense to me. Look, that's just my take on it, but there's way too much happening right now without enough solid facts. But here's what I know. There are way too many coincidences happening for this to not be happening on purpose. That's how I see it. And guess what? We've got even more ETFs dropping next week. So are we going to see Bitcoin crash even harder, dragging XRP down with it temporarily? I just want this market to finally rebound once and for all. I want to see us hit that parabolic move on XRP that we've all been waiting for. I want Bitcoin to make its final move up before it comes crashing down for good, because that's going to be the signal that it's absolutely go time for all of us XRP holders. But until that happens, everything feels super unpredictable to me. And honestly, I think Tom Lee just made up some fancy excuse because he has no idea what's really going on either. But here's what I know for certain. We will see that massive run-up for XRP. It's just a matter of time, and when it happens, it's going to be absolutely incredible. Until that day comes, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. Alright everyone, that's going to wrap up today's video. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching and being part of this amazing community. I genuinely appreciate all of you, and I'll see you in the next one.